Okay, I think this is the moment you all have been finally waiting for. We're going to make the robot move. All right. In fact, we're going to do a little bit of a dance routine, and this is probably going to take a couple of videos at least because I'm going to explain some other things as well. But let's get started. You should be at this point now. I have removed the little jumper piece here that allows us to turn the robot into autonomous without a tether. I've got it plugged in. Just a real quick review. Let's take a look at where we have things wired. If you haven't touched it, or if you've been following along just with me, I think we have pins 0 through 3 controlling the direction of the two motors, the left and the right. Highs and lows, we'll set them either going clockwise or counterclockwise. We also had pins 4 and 5, which are PWM capable pins. Those are the ones that we're able to change the speed. What we're going to do though right off the bat is we're actually just going to hold pins 4 and 5 high, outputting voltage so that the chip is enabled on both the left and the right side. And we're just going to have it go full throttle, forward and reverse, initially at least. We're just going to play with it. So let's get that out of the way. I've pulled up this piece of code. You should all have something like it someplace, because I'm not a very good typer, as you've all seen, so I'm going to copy and paste. This piece of code is one that has all the pins, lots of pins. This one had the lights and various other things, but it has our pins that are defining motor control right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is copy and paste some of this code to get us started. And let's go with a new window here. I'll block us out for a moment. To start with, I'm actually going to put a teeny notation in here. We'll call this Robot Dance by Brian Patton. Do whatever you want with it. And let's end that. Okay, we are ready. So let's copy and paste all the blocks that control the L293 chip, the one that controls the motor, which is going to be these here. The left, the right, and the pulse width ones. And let's put it at the beginning of our code. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to, only just to make this more, this is trivial, but I just want to have it go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it looks just a little cleaner. What else do we need? We're not going to worry about the LED right now. Let's not worry about collecting in any data. We're just going to make our robot dance. We still have to do the setup portion. In fact, let's remember we always have to have a void setup, and we're going to have a void loop. Okay, so we have to fill in these spaces. In our setup, let's see, we're certainly going to need our left and our right input and output. So I'm just going to copy and paste all that. Okay, so now we're setting the control pins for direction, all to output. We also need to have our little block of code here. These are the two lines of code that tell the pulse width, the ones that hooked up to the pulse width pins, to be outputs as well, so we can turn on. Let's see, what do we want to call that? We're going to call that enable pins. I should have put that there. Okay. And what else do we need to have off of here? Let's throw in a serial port start in case we want to use it. And lastly, this is the setup. It runs one time, okay? And what I want to do is when I turn on my robot, I want it to run the setup, but you know, it may be nice to have an option, the ability to set my robot down before it takes off. So I'm going to throw in a delay right here of, I don't know, 3 seconds. Okay? This robot is going to wait 3 seconds before it starts the loop. Okay? Cool. Let's make it go. Let's make it do something. You know, let's also, for the sake of keeping things clean, let's throw this truth table in here someplace so it's available for us. This is, if you recall, how we set the motors, the left and the right highs and lows. We'll switch them clockwise and counterclockwise. 2 lows or 2 highs will make them stop. And of course the enable pin being low will make it stop. Let's choose a block of code. It doesn't even matter which one. Let's just choose this. Okay? Because I just want to play for a moment. And I'm going to throw that into my main loop. Alright. So that's going to make the left go a direction. We also need to turn on the pin, the enable. So let's find, do I have one, or I could just here we go. Look at that, I have some ready. Alright. I'm just saving time. So this next piece of line here tells it to turn on the left. Let's put the left PWM high. Alright, so this should in theory turn on a motor and make it run. Heck, let's just run it. I'm going to grab something and hold my robot up so it doesn't run away. Alright, and I'm going to move this piece of code over here, and I'm going to check it first in case I forgot some stupid semicolon or something. And let's run it. In theory, we should see one of these motors run. I'll be darned. Look at that. I've got the left motor running, and it's actually moving in a forward direction. That makes life easy. Let's do the same thing for the right. And let's throw in the right so right A and right B, and then let's also copy and paste this. And let's make this right. Okay. And load it up. Theoretically, we'll start the other wheel. How cool is that? Okay. Mind you, if your robot is... Oh, it's going to start getting itself tangled up here. I'm actually going to call up my little piece of code that makes the motors stop. Oh, there it is. One second, please. There we go. Now, keep in mind if your motors were going the wrong direction, let's say they weren't going both forward as you want your robot to move, you have 2 choices. You can either A, switch the direction of polarity of a wire, or B, you simply could have said, oh, my left wheel was going the wrong way, I'll just switch this to a high and that to a low. Okay, it would effectively have the same outcome. So now what we want to do is let's create a couple of subroutines. All right, let's make a void forward. We'll call it forward, and we'll throw in our little brackets. Okay, and now I'm simply going to take this whole block of code here, and I'm going to paste it into my forward. Okay, let's make it look good. All right, cool. And I'm actually going to take a moment to make a stop. I don't know if you can see this. It actually turned blue. Okay, that means it's already a protected word. We can't use stop. It's already used in the software. So let's call it stop bot. There we go. It seems happy with that. And of course, to make it stop, what we have to do is turn off the enable pins. So let's make that a low. And let's make that a low. Okay. So let's go back down to our loop. And I'm actually just going to get rid of all of this. Whoops. And hopefully we still have brackets. Yep. Okay, and let's put in a forward command. And then let's put in a delay for, say, 500 milliseconds. And then let's put in a stop bot for, I don't know, we'll go a long time. We'll go 3,000 milliseconds so we can actually see it. Okay, so in theory it's going to run forward for 500 milliseconds and it's going to stop. Let's try it out. How cool is that? Okay, so now you can see I can easily make my robot go forward for a period of time, and I can make it stop. Let's make it stop for way less. Let's make it stop for 300 milliseconds. Okay, so now you're going to see it pulse on and stop for a short time. Oh, I should find something else to set this on. Alright, I'm actually going to pull up this stop bot. We'll get better at this, don't worry. Okay, and I'm going to end this video because this next video we're going to actually make it dance completely autonomously, and then we're going to work on passing arguments and such to make it really smooth. So I will see you here shortly.